All right, let's dive into a story that many of you might remember. It's a classic Malayalam children's tale all about a hat seller named Kittuni. And what's so great about it is how it packs so much into such a short story. We're talking courage, sudden fear, and even the simple joy of making something beautiful. So the whole story really hinges on this one question. You've got this super happy, carefree hat seller, and then bam, a really big, kind of intimidating dog. What happens next? Well, that's where things get interesting. It's a whirlwind of panic, loss, and then something you might not expect.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off on what feels like just another day for our guy at Kittuni as he starts his journey.
So picture this. Here's Kittuni, our hero, just strolling across a bridge. He's got his basket of hats balanced on his head, and he's so happy he's literally singing and dancing along the way. He has absolutely no idea that his perfect day is about to get, well, complicated. And you gotta understand, what's in that basket, that's his whole world. We're not talking about just any old hats. The story tells us they're amazing. Some are glittering, others have pearls sewn into them, and some have these really cool, colorful tassels. His entire livelihood, all this beautiful work, is right there in that basket. So Kittuni is just in his own little world, enjoying his walk. And then everything changes. An encounter he definitely wasn't expecting is just around the corner. All of a sudden, a voice breaks his rhythm. It's a young kid, Apukuten, and he's calling out to him, wanting to see the hats. Now, you'd think, great, a customer. But nope, this is where the trouble starts. And here's the catch. Kittuni walks over, probably all smiles, ready to make a sale, and he sees the boy isn't alone. Next to him is a big dog. And just like that, the whole vibe changes from happy and light to pretty tense. This next part is really the core of the story. It's that moment where all that happiness just vanishes and pure panic takes over. And it happens so fast. The dog just takes off, running straight for him. Poor Kittuni, he's just frozen, totally terrified. He screams out, "Ayo ame!" "Oh mother!" And in that split second, he does the only thing he can think of. He jumps right off the bridge into the water. And you can just imagine the heartbreak. As he splashes into the stream, his basket goes too. All those beautiful hats, the glittering ones, the ones with pearls, they just spill out and scatter all over the water. So, okay, he's safe from the dog, that's good. But now he's got a whole new problem on his hands. This is where we see him deal with this huge loss and how he starts to pull things back together. I mean, just think about that for a second. Your entire business, everything you've worked for, is just floating down a stream. What do you even do in that situation? It must have felt hopeless. But Kittuni? He doesn't just give up and walk away. Nope, he gets to work. He's fighting the current, grabbing every last hat he can find. He puts them all back in his basket and then starts wringing them out to dry. I mean, talk about resilience, right? That's really something. And that brings us to the end of the story, which has a twist you might not see coming. It's all about this really unexpected moment of reconciliation. I mean, think about the roller coaster of a day he's had. He starts off singing, then gets thrown into this terrifying situation, loses everything, gets it all back. You'd expect him to be angry, right? Or at least upset. But he's not. He ends his day feeling relieved and, believe it or not, incredibly generous. And this, for me, is the best part of the whole story. After everything that just happened, Kittuni walks right up to Apukuten, the kid whose dog caused all the trouble, and he gives him a gift. And it's not just some random hat. It's a glittering golden one, probably one of his best. And with that one simple gesture, everything is resolved. There's no fight, no blame. The kid is just thrilled with his amazing new hat. And Kittuni, who chose to be kind instead of angry, is happy too. It's a win-win. So that's how the story wraps up. And it really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? What can we learn from Kittuni? On the surface, it's just a kid's tale, but it says so much about facing your fears, bouncing back when things go wrong, and how a small act of kindness can completely change a situation and turn conflict into joy.